ለቤተ ክርስቲያን መስሪያ ቦታ ስጡን ስንላቸው ኢትዮጵያውያን ወንድሞቻችን ደስ የሚላችሁ ከሆነ ስሩ በማግስቱ ደግሞ እዛም ይወለዱ የኢትዮጵያ ልጆች እዛ ተወልደው ትምህርት ቤት ስለሌለ አማርኛ ያገራቸውን ቋንቋ ባህል መማር አልቻሉም ትምህርት ቤት ይፈልጋሉ ስንላቸው ከፈለጋችሁ በእኛ ትምህርት ቤት አማርኛ የሚያስተምሩ እንጠራላችሁ አይ ካላችሁ ደግሞ ቦታ ሳይሆን ትምህርት ቤት ገንብተን ሰጣችኋለን አሉ ይሄ ገንዘብ አይምሰላችሁ ጭንቅላት ገንዘብ አይደለም የወንድም ደስታ የወንድም ሰላም የወንድም እርካታ ለኔም ሰላም ነው ብሎ የሚያስብ ቀና ጭንቅላት ሲኖር እንጂ ግዴታ የለባቸውም የእናንተ ቤተክርስቲያን አገራችሁ ስሩ የእናንተ ትምህርት ቤት አገራችሁ ስሩ ቢሉን ምንም ግዴታ የለባቸው ግን ጭንቅላት ሲበለጽግ ለማይረባ ጉዳይ የሚቀረን አይሆን ሰዎቹ ጭንቅላታቸው በርግጥ በሀገራቸው አሳይተውታል ግን ከዚህ አልፈው የሚነሱ ጥያቄዎች የሚያዩበት መንገድ በጣም ይገርም ነው
ያው እንደምታው ችግር ያው ወደዚያ አይነት ሁኔታ ነው ያው እዚህ ጋር አሳያቸው ያው ችግር በደዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ ያው በዱላ እየተቀጠቀ ምን ይላል አልወርድ ብሎልን ማለት ነው ውጭ ላይ መኝታ የለንም እያያችሁት ነው የንጽህና ነገር ማንንም ቢሆን አስቦ እንዳያቅም ጭራሽ ልክ እንደ ጉንዳን ያለው አብይ አሕመድ ልክ እንደ ጉንዳን ያዩን የኛ ሞት ምንም አይመስላችሁ እዩት ወገን ካለ እንግዲህ አንድ ሰው ደራሽ ነው ለኢትዮጵያ ወገናችን እዩልን በእንደዚህ አይነት ሁኔታ ነው ስደተኞች ያለ ነው እና ምን ይመስላችኋል ወገን ደራሽ ወገን ነው የጂዛን እስር ቤት ነው ያለ ነው እዩት ድረሱልን ወገኖቻችን አመሰግናለሁ
These images show the conditions of Ethiopian women in a detention center near Al-Daya, Saudi Arabia. The mesh roof allows rainwater in, flooding the prison up to the women's ankles. This is just one of the prisons and detention centers where Saudi Arabia has been holding the migrants for days, weeks, and even months. In a detention center in Jizan, images from the men's facility depict hundreds of people being held in severely overcrowded and unsanitary conditions. Trash and excrement at every step, they are forced to sleep in hot, unair-conditioned rooms, tightly packed together, with limited access to water to wash. They were among the thousands of Ethiopian migrants that Houthi forces forcibly removed from territory under their control in northern Yemen in April, accusing them of spreading the coronavirus. Human Rights Watch got first-hand accounts from migrants in Algar, a settlement in Saada Governorate, who witnessed people being shot at as they were being forcibly removed from their shelters at gunpoint by the Houthi forces and taken to the border with Saudi Arabia. Saudi authorities opened fire, killing scores of migrants before allowing hundreds of Ethiopians to enter the country. They are now arbitrarily detaining them in facilities in Jizan province. Detainees are given little food. Some receive just 3 pieces of bread and a bottle of water a day. Photo evidence supports their accounts that many are developing skin problems due to the unsanitary conditions. Multiple men said their pleas for medical attention and better conditions are repeatedly denied and answered with beatings from the guards. Hundreds of Ethiopian migrants remain arbitrarily imprisoned, their future uncertain.
አስቡት በአረቡ ዓለም ለቤተ ክርስቲያን መስሪያ ቦታ ስጡን ስንላቸው ኢትዮጵያውያን ወንድሞቻችን ደስ የሚላችሁ ከሆነ ስሩ በማግስቱ ደግሞ እዛ የሚወለዱ የኢትዮጵያ ልጆች እዛ ተወልደው ትምህርት ቤት ስለሌለ አማርኛ ያገራቸውን ቋንቋ ባህል መማር አልቻሉም ትምህርት ቤት ይፈልጋሉ ስንላቸው ከፈለገ በእኛ ትምህርት ቤት አማርኛ የሚያስተምሩ እንጠራላችሁ አይ ካላችሁ ደግሞ ቦታ ሳይሆን ትምህርት ቤት ገንብተን ሰጣችኋለን አለ ይሄ ገንዘብ አይምሰላችሁ ጭንቅላት ገንዘብ አይደለም የወንድም ደስታ የወንድም ሰላም የወንድም እርካታ ለኔም ሰላም ነው ብሎ የሚያስብ ቀና ጭንቅላት ሲኖር እንጂ ግዴታ የለባቸው
For decades and decades, Saudi Arabia has been a very attractive place for foreign workers and migrants from all over the world. Many of these have come from South Asia, but a very large contingent have also come from the Horn of Africa, and mainly from Ethiopia. I think in 2019, there was about 6.6 million foreign workers and migrants working in Saudi Arabia in all manner of manual jobs, cleaning, construction. And now in about 2013, they started this massive crackdown on illegal migrants. Now, this has continued through 2017 when the new Crown Prince came to power, and this has got worse with the coronavirus pandemic. In about April, March, Saudi Arabia started a massive crackdown on Ethiopian migrants. They were worried that they would act as vectors for the disease. They started to deport them en masse. Now, in the first 10 days of April, they deported about 3,000 migrants back to their country, but Ethiopia, at the time, couldn't cope with this sudden influx of people coming back home. So, under international pressure, Saudi Arabia ended up putting a moratorium on these deportations.
The moratorium, you say, is in place. Does that then mean that they were held in these centres, as has been described?
Yes. What we've been able to confirm through conversations with migrants who have smuggled phones into these immigration detention centres is that there are hundreds of these migrants. Now, there may be thousands more of these migrants who we cannot contact. They say they've been held there since about March or April this year. They were originally slated to be sent home, but they have not been sent home.
What are some of the stories about the conditions in those centres that you're hearing?
There are some really harrowing stories, pictures and videos coming out of these centres. We've been sent photos which show dozens of emaciated men crippled by the heat, lying shirtless in these tightly packed rows in rooms with barred windows. The migrants say they're suffering from heat stroke and different diseases, and they're not getting enough food and water. One image, which was too graphic to publish, shows a young African man who has hung himself from one of the window grates in the centres. His friends say that he killed himself because he just lost hope and he didn't want to be a prisoner anymore. Worse still, many of the migrants say they're being beaten, racially abused by the guards. If it's okay, I'll just read one quote for you from one of the migrants inside the centres. He's been in the centre for more than 4 months now, and he said, "It's hell in here. We are treated like animals and beaten every day. If I see that there is no escape, I will take my own life. Others already have. My only crime is leaving my country to search for a better life, but they beat us with whips and electric cords as if we were murderers."
And I must say that some of the pictures that are even publishable in the Telegraph are quite shocking in and of themselves. Were you able to verify the veracity of these pictures and also some of the statements from these people?
Yes, we were. It was a very long process to try and corroborate them. We actually did video calls with these migrants to confirm their exact location before they took the pictures. And then we also got their geolocation sent to us on encrypted channels.
Have you been able, Will, to talk at all to these African governments whose citizens find themselves in these conditions you've described?
We initially reached out before we published the report to the Ethiopian government and we got no reply. We have, on Monday evening, managed to get a reply from a senior Ethiopian minister. Now, she seems to be denying all knowledge of these centres and these conditions, and she said that the first she had heard about it was from the Telegraph reporting.